Good evening, dear students. Today we are going to learn about mixture or impure substance and the classification of this mixture, like what is homogeneous mixture, what is heterogeneous mixture, further classification of homogeneous mixture, say Loy and solution, further classification of heterogeneous mixture, colloidal solution and suspension. What is this pure substance, what is element and what is compound? These things we have already learned in our last class. So element and compound, if any person have any doubt, please refer that video. Now today we have to start with mixture. So we will start with the very basic definition of mixture. What is this mixture? Then we will classify this mixture. A student, mixture is nothing but it is like just mixing. Okay, if something is mixed together, means if more than one kind of substance are just placed together, then it is forming a mixture, nothing else. Okay, means if more than one kind of substance are just placed together so that they are not combining chemically, or they are not going to form a new substance, or the identity of each substance is retained or present in that mixture or that volume, then it is a mixture. So that makes difference. So just write it. So more than, when more than one kind of, so more than one kind or two or more kind, okay, mean the same thing. In many book it is also written as two or more,
Sir,
mean
you
the
have
same.
written already.
Okay, so just rewrite it. So when more than one kind of substance means the pure substance of pure substance placed together, so more than one kind of substance or particle have to be placed together in the single volume. Okay, do not think I'm just keeping one cylinder of oxygen, another cylinder of hydrogen, and I can say it is the mixture of oxygen and hydrogen. No, in the same volume. So together in a given volume. So more than one kind of substance are placed together in a given volume, then it is called as mixture. The thing is that when more than one kind of substance are placed together, they are not going to produce any new kind of substance, or alternatively the characteristic of each kind of substance is present in that volume. So right, that is the next point. The properties or characteristic characteristic of each substance is present in mixture. Means, say you are mixing sugar and say salt. If you are placing the powder of sugar with the salt and then you are tasting it, what will be the taste? Sometimes it gives salty taste, just in the next moment it gives sweeter taste.
Sweet.
So both the tastes are present, means both the substance are present as it is, then only they are mixture. Okay, student?
Okay.
So property or characteristic of each substance is present in mixture. Also, the mixture particle contain different kind of particle. Now this mixture particle is not entirely new kind of characteristic. Okay, so mixture do not have new characteristic or new kind of substance. So right, mixture do not forms any new kind of substance. Means new substance is not formed. Means whatever the particle or characteristic of previous substance, both the characteristic are obtained. But in compound, entirely new kind of substance was formed. So that we have to keep in mind. But in compound, entirely new characteristic was found or formed. So that's why this compound cannot be considered as a mixture. Okay, so why compound cannot be considered as a mixture? Because entirely new characteristic, means there is a chemical combination. That is
In
the
compound, new
main
product is
difference.
found,
Yes, so there
but
is
in
a
mixture,
chemical change in compound. But there is no such chemical change in mixture. So we have to write no any chemical change between the particles of the mixture. B bar W means between the particles of mixture. So that is the main difference. Now let us take what is this mixture. If I am going to mix, example, say I am going to add sand in water. I may add or mix sand in salt. I may take this sand in sugar. I may take this salt in water. A student, Likewise, you can mix so many things. Say sugar in water. Even different gases are mixed together, that is forming the air. So these are what? These are the various mixture. But if we observe this mixture, then we can make certain differences between, say, salt in water and sand in salt. Okay, what are those differences? So considering those characteristics, these mixture are further classified into homogeneous and heterogeneous. A student, mixture means if you are taking this sand and water, means it is going to form a mud. If you are taking mud in your hand, you will observe the characteristic of water as well as the characteristic of dust particle or the sand particle. Means both the characteristic are present. Say sand in salt or sand in sugar means if I am taking this as the sand particle, so just few sand particle I am taking, and you are going to mix this with the sugar. So sugar, even if you try to mix it, you may observe that in certain region this sugar particle will be more, and in certain region the sugar particle will be lesser. Okay, student? So what all these are? So this blue particle is representing our
Sand.
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 This red one is
Sugar.
representing sugar. So while taking this, you will observe that, or even I have drawn here, that in this region, the sugar particle are more. But in this, the other region or other half, the sand particle are more. The sugar particle are lesser. Okay? But if you mix just water and say, I'm taking the water like this. These are the particle of water. It is a liquid, so there is always a gap between these particles. Now, if I am adding the sugar in this, then you will observe that,
It will dissolve in water.
yes, the sugar, the amount of sugar or the number of particles of sugar are almost equal everywhere.
We can't see with our naked eye.
Yes. So in this case, this is our sugar. These are our water particle.
That occupies the intercellular space.
Yes. So where this sugar goes, the space between the water, that space is occupied by the sugar. That's why even if you add some amount of sugar in the water, the level is not rising. This is because of the space between water particle and the solid sugar particle just enter here. So while you are mixing this thing, say water and
Intermolecular
sugar
space.
both are present together in the same volume. That's why it is a mixture. But if you are putting the hydrogen and oxygen together and carrying the chemical reaction, you will get an entirely new substance called water. Okay, it is like this one. So these two things, considering these two things, where the constituent particle have mixed uniformly, means the equal amount of each kind of particle is
Homogeneous.
observed everywhere, which is in the mixture of sugar and water. So such kind of distribution is called uniform. And
Homogeneous.
in the first case, Whatever we are
Sir, sand
taking
and sugar will be also uniform mixture.
need not be. If you consider very minutely, you cannot mix it uniformly. You will observe in some region the sand will be more, in some region the sugar will be more. Though everywhere sand and sugar will be there, but if you take say the same amount of sand and sugar mixture, then if you count the exact number, then you will find that the number of sand particle and sugar particle are different. If you are taking say this the sand and sugar from this area, another time this area, so you are getting in this area say A1 sugar is more, but in this area say A2 the sand particle blue particle are more. But in this mixture of water and sugar, whether you take this area or whether you take this area, means certain volume, you will always get equal number of sugar particle. Okay, so that makes difference. Considering this, we say mixture of sugar and water is uniform, and the mixture of sand and sugar or even sand in water is non-uniform. Even if I let me draw the third one. So right, for this one, the first
Sir,
one
how
is, this
salt
is
in
your,
water will be non-uniform?
yes, so sand and sugar I have taken in the first case. In the second case, sugar in water I have taken.
Sir, sand
A
and salt
student,
will be uniform.
yes, tell
Sand
me.
and sand and salt will be uniform or
No, that
non-uniform?
will not uniform. That will be non-uniform. That's what I am saying. In the first case, where mixture of sand and sugar, that will be non-uniform. How non-uniform? You just take certain amount of sand and water. You just mix it. Or you just take different type of ball, say tennis ball of different color. You just mix it together, okay, as much mixing as you can do, and place it somewhere. Then you count it, you will observe in certain region the blue color will be more, red color will be lesser. Okay, so that's why
Okay.
when the solid particles are brought together, that distribution will not be uniform, okay, in general. But there are certain process by which these solid particles can also be distributed uniformly. That kind of distribution is our LOI that we will see. So student, the third one, I am taking this water. Now you are going to add the sand in this. What you are observing, the sand particle quickly settled at the bottom.
And water increases.
Yes, and water level increases. So sand particles quickly settled at the bottom, and sand particles are of the quite bigger size. So that's why they quickly settled at the bottom, and lesser number of sand particle will be observed. Like if we make sambar, we are observing the vegetable are of the higher weight. That's why they settle at the bottom, but the water is lighter, they will come up. Yes, tell me. So here we are observing, if you are taking certain volume, say if you are taking this much volume, what you are observing, and if you are taking this much volume, what you are observing, in this case you are observing
at the bottom,
sand.
less is at the top.
हाँ बोलिए, क्या दिक्कत है आपको?
नहीं बोला वो ज्यादा नीचे रहता है, कम ऊपर रहता है.
Correct, you are right. So what we are observing, more number of sand particle are at the bottom, they settled down. But here in this area, lesser number of sand particle. Okay, student. So this blue is our water and this red one is our sand. So even we are observing that under certain condition, depending on the particle size, the distribution could be uniform or the distribution could be non-uniform. So this second case is called as your uniform distribution of different kind of particles. In mixture, because mixture is always having more than one kind of particle. But in this case, which is the mixture of sand and water, we are observing that non-uniform
Non-uniform distribution.
uniform is equal number or equal amount. So non-uniform mixture. So this third what I have taken is our sand in water. Write the name. It is our sand in water. So sand in water is forming non-uniform, but sugar in water forming uniform. Why so? Because sugar particles are of the same size and they are very small. Okay, what
And
about
they
the
will
sugar cube
be
you are
dissolved.
taking? The sugar cube is not exactly the particle of sugar. That is even very much bigger than the exact particle. The particle is even very, very small. That is hardly visible with our naked eyes. Okay. So while you are dissolving the sugar in water, you are observing the size of sugar cube is continuously decreasing. So sugar cube is not a small particle. Even large number of sugar particles are present in single sugar cube. Okay, student. So those particles are very small and they get distributed equally everywhere in the mixture. So it is forming uniform distribution. Okay, but the sand particle, which is quite bigger, which do not dissociate into the uniform or very minute particle, so the bigger ones settle down and the smaller or even the very fine sand will float. And even the size is so bigger that if you leave it undisturbed, means if you leave this sand and water mixture undisturbed for a longer time, say 3 or 4 days, you will observe all the sand gets settled and at the top there will be pure water. Okay, student. So it is this case. So the mixture of sand and water which is non-uniform, it is called as what? It is called as
Heterogeneous.
Non-uniform mixture.
good. Non-uniform mixture or solution have a specific name in chemistry that is called as heterogeneous.
Heterogeneous. Sir, example in beach.
Yes, whatever we are observing, very nice example. While you are visiting to beach and you are just standing somewhere, you are observing that lot of water is coming, but on your leg, lot of sand will deposit, but water will go back. Why? Because the water at the bottom contain more amount of this sand particles, so it gets settled at your feet. Okay, but at the top level there is quite lesser amount of sand. Okay, so this is what example of heterogeneous mixture. But the mixture of sugar and water or salt and water, they are called as homogeneous. तो ये नाम आपको याद रखने हैं. So the term homogeneous and heterogeneous is synonymous with uniform and non-uniform. So if it is uniform, uniform is equal distribution. That we have already learned in our physics. So whatever the meaning of uniform, the same thing is everywhere. Means equal distribution. Here we have to take with reference to the volume. Okay. Non-uniform means no equal distribution. In some area or some volume or some region more concentration, other region there is lesser concentration. So this is what in liquid we can observe it, whether it is uniform or non-uniform very easily. Now the first example what I have taken was sand and sugar. Many of our students have problem in that, or they are thinking something different. But even you are mixing with your hand, it is not possible that all the region contain or all the volume contain equal amount of sand and water. Say you are taking one in this area sand, another water. You are placing it together and jucking it. Okay, means you are shaking it. So in certain region you will observe the higher mass solid that will still on shaking it that will try to remain at the bottom, and the lower mass solid particle will try to remain at the top. Okay, so sugar particle, if it is the lighter, more of that will remain at the top, but the sand particle, if they are more denser, that will settle at the bottom. So that's why it is also a which kind of example? Non-uniform composition, means it is a
Heterogeneous.
Heterogeneous mixture. Okay, student. So this way we have understood the important thing that mixture is formed by mixing two or more substances. These substances or the particle of this substance will present as it is in the single volume. They are not totally going to disappear in that. Okay, means even if you are taking sugar in sugar and water, sugar fine particle are always present in water. If you are taking salt in water, salt fine particle are always present in water, and this salt particle can be recovered from the water very easily. Just by heating, the water particle will get evaporated and the salt particle will remain inside our utensil. Okay, student? So this mixture means they are not producing any new substance. The older substances are present as it is. Now, depending on their distribution, whether they are uniform or non-uniform, it is classified as homogeneous and heterogeneous. So, student, can I continue to write for this homogeneous and heterogeneous?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, write for the mixture. So, this mixture. So whatever the characteristic of mixture, that more than two kind of your substance will present there. So it will present in all the classification of mixture, and this classification one is called as homogeneous. Sorry. Homogeneous mixture. What is the other?
Heterogeneous mixture.
Very good. The other
Heterogeneous
one is
mixture.
heterogeneous mixture. A student, just I had explained the term homo means what? Of the same kind. Okay, here doesn't think same article, but here it is related to the distribution. Okay, means they contain equal number of particle in all the areas. It simply means, or all the volume. So here uniform composition throughout the solution or mixture, throughout the mixture. So what do we mean by uniform composition? So I had just explained there.
Means the Means
Yes, the water particle
particles
that I had
dissolve
taken.
easily.
Very good.
Particles dissolve easily.
Very good. Correct. You're right. Then if I am taking this salt, the equal number of salt particle will present almost everywhere, whether you are taking the bottom region or the top region, you will observe always equal number of particles. So here, these are our, the red color I have taken is for the salt. Let me take this as salt. The common salt that we are taking, it is our NaCl. The blue color, it is denoting our water. Water is in liquid phase, it is H2O. So the two kind of compounds, so two kind of compounds are what? Means two kind of substances are present. So uniform means whatever the volume or area you are going to take, whether you are going to take at the bottom or whether you are going to take at the top or whether you are going to take at the middle one, you will always observe nearly the same number of salt particle will present everywhere. So that's why it is uniform. So throughout the mixture, this is important thing. Means now let us come for the heterogeneous. How this is differentiated?
Heterogeneous mixtures do
Non-uniform
not
Very
composition.
good.
do not mix
It is
do not mix at
non-uniform.
stay at bottom or float up,
Stay at bottom, heavier stay at bottom and lesser stay at top.
but they do not dissolve.
Correct. So non-uniform composition throughout the mixture. Student, this non-uniform composition itself indicate that different area or different volume contain different number of different kind of particle. Okay, so write different region or volume of mixture contains different number of NO means number, okay, particles. So different region or different parts sometime also written. So if I am taking say the same water, but now I am adding the sand. So sand particle will be more at the bottom, though I had already explained. Let me write this quickly. You also have to just draw it. So these are our sand particle. This is our water particle. So here we are observing that more sand in this bottom area. If you are taking this much area or this much volume, say, or even in this layer you are taking, say only at the bottom this much layer you are taking, the another one is this much layer you are taking, okay, then you are observing in the bottom region or bottom layer there is more sand. So more sand in bottom. And lesser at the top. Means what we are observing that different layers are existing. Means it have more sand layer. So it is like layer 1 where there is maximum sand. Then it can be taken as layer 2 which have the lesser sand, and this I may take the smallest or the minimum sand. Say layer 3 which have least or minimum sand particle. Okay, so that's why the entire mixture can be considered or divided into different layers. So these layers are called as segment. Okay, so different layers are basically named as phases. Okay, student, so this can be considered as one phase, like the phase of substance. Now here the phase means that can be considered as almost uniform, but it is differing from the other. Like at the bottom you will observe this, the left hand side region have almost same sand particle as that of the right hand side, almost. But if you compare this bottom with the middle one, you will observe that there will be almost very limited amount of sand particle in this middle region. Okay, so that's why one kind of or the particular region or particular volume at particular level is called as phase. So it is one phase, it is the other phase. So these are the phase, or you may write this as phase 2, this as the phase 3. Means what? The third characteristic of this heterogeneous is that it consists of different phases. Okay, student? So these different phases means different number of particles are present in different layer. So these different phases, they are non-uniform. These are the important things. But if I talk for the uniform composition or homogeneous mixture, whether it consists of different phases, no, it have only one phase.
One phase.
Yes. So sometimes the term phase is used. So right here, it consists of only one phase, or simply called as single phase. It consists of single phase. Getting? Means here you will observe whether taking from the bottom to top, everywhere the concentration is same or the distribution of particle is same. So wherever the distribution of particle is same, it is called as one phase. Now coming to the again toward the heterogeneous particle or heterogeneous mixture, what we are observing, the particle size is bigger for heterogeneous mixture.
Bigger.
Yes, the particle or particles size are bigger. Okay, student? Means their size are quite big, but here the particle
They
size
also
is
very
smaller.
Particles are small.
Good. A smaller particle size. here bigger particle size. So depending on the particle size, we can also say if you leave the heterogeneous mixture undisturbed for a longer time, then because of its bigger particle size, means because of its higher mass, it will settle at the bottom. Okay, student?
It will
Means if you
settle at
leave
the
the mud
bottom.
for 2 or 3 days, you will observe all the sand particles settled at the bottom. So, right?
We
Their
will get pure
particles,
water.
yes, at the top you will get the pure water. So it get sedimented. This is called as sedimentation. The particles, means for the heterogeneous mixture, the particles get settled at bottom when the mixture is kept undisturbed for a longer time. When the heterogeneous mixture is kept undisturbed
Hello.
for a longer time. Again, this pen is also showing same kind of behavior. For I'm not able to write on this screen. That is the main problem. I don't know what is the problem with this software or this thing. For a longer time.
I think it's screen per all.
So their particles get settled. So this process of settling the particle is called as sedimentation. That is
Sedimentation.
sedimentation occur.
Sir?
Yes, tell me. So sedimentation means settling down the particles. That is called as sedimentation. So sedimentation occur. But can sedimentation occur in this homogeneous? Student, you have to keep in mind, in
No, sir.
homogeneous there
No,
cannot
sir.
be sedimentation. So right here, no sedimentation.
Because particles dissolve,
Very good. So
so
no
no particles will come in bottom.
sedimentation.
The particles will
Why
come back.
no sedimentation? Because the particles are just trapped between
Because
the
particle dissolve.
interspace of the water molecule. Okay, so it always remains supported with the water molecule which are below that. So that will not allow this sugar particle to go and settle at the bottom. Okay, no sedimentation as its particle size are
The sugar particles
smaller.
and
Yeah,
stay in the free spaces of water molecules.
listen and write it. You are correct. I am getting that you are knowing this thing. It is good thing, but please write how I am writing. That will help you at the last moment. So because its particle size are smaller and always remain floating. Okay, student. Because of this, their smaller size particle, their particles always remain floating. They are the lighter one, or basically they trapped between the interparticle space of the liquid. That's why they are not settling. So this settlement is another important thing. Another important thing is, if we watch this carefully, whether these are visible or not, then you will observe that the heterogeneous mixture are visible. I mean, the particle of heterogeneous mixture are very easily visible. Say if you have added the dust particle in the water, you will get the color of water is changing. Even if you placing this dust or sand in a glass, then you will observe that the particle are moving from one bottom to top or the top to bottom. You can observe that movement also. So particle sizes are here visible. So write in heterogeneous, the particle size are easily visible. Visible means even this is visible with our naked eye. It means that. Another thing, if you put a torch light over that, then you can observe this particle movement very easily. Means the path of light through that solution or that mixture is also visible. So right, path of light through it is also visible. When the path of light is visible, this is called as Tyndall effect. This we will see. This we will discuss in our next class. Okay, student? But if you observe the homogeneous, then whether their particle are visible? No. The particle of homogeneous mixture
No.
are not visible.
No, sir.
Their particles are not easily visible.
Microscope.
Even if you are putting the light, still the path of light will not be visible. Path of light is not visible. Student, just to understand the path of light, I am taking a transparent jar. Both are the transparent one. The one is containing homogeneous, say the another is containing the heterogeneous. So this is containing, let me say, the first one is containing the sugar particle. So these are the sugar in water. And here I'm going to take the sand in water because particle size is bigger. This is our sand in water. Now, student, if you put the light, means you are going to take a torch.
The light will pass through sand in water.
But not in sugar in water.
Light will pass through both this medium, but the path of light will not be visible.
Yes, sir.
So observe it carefully. The light will come out of this. If I'm taking
Sir,
this,
your voice is breaking.
ये आपके नेटवर्क का प्रॉब्लम रहता है चंदन?
No, sir.
हर एक
problem,
ऐसा ही है क्या मेरा? आप देखिए यहां से हमने इस लाइट को लिया, then you will observe that this light particle or path will not visible in this one, but it will pass. This thing I will explain, but this will be visible in this one also. Okay, student? So this is what here. See, observe carefully. light is able to pass through this, but their particles are not visible. So this is for the homogeneous, this is for the heterogeneous. So this was path of light. So path of light inside the mixture. So inside the mixture where the light is passing, that yellow color, I have put the yellow color light, that yellow color light, and in that this red color particle will be visible. But for this homogeneous, the path of light, though light is passing, but its path is not visible. So path of light not visible, but light is passing. Light is passing. Light will just pass through this medium, but the colorful light will not be visible. But in this heterogeneous, the colorful light inside that mixture will be visible. Are you getting this much? So this was all about our homogeneous and heterogeneous. You have to keep all these things in your mind. So student, this was for which one? This is for our heterogeneous.
Genius.
So it may be given that a solution in which the light inside that solution is also visible. Which kind of solution is that? It is heterogeneous. But here, whatever the solution we are considering is homogeneous.
Homogeneous.
Okay, student? So the path mean this one. Path, do not think that the light will not enter into that liquid. Light will enter into that liquid, but the colorful light, the path of light will not be visible. Are you getting this point? So it is very important. So this way we have to keep all these differences in mind. So what I have explained, a student, first of all, I have given the definition of homogeneous and heterogeneous. Definition wise, there is a difference. So very first what I have written is the definition of homogeneous and heterogeneous. So if the definition is asked, you have to write this one: uniform composition, non-uniform. Then the example I have taken is water in salt. Let me write in this way also. Here if you are writing example, so it is our salt in water. Here the example that I have taken is our sand in water. Student, write this example. So sand in water is forming heterogeneous, but salt in water is forming homogeneous. So these differences, considering their definition, then their example, then how is the visibility? The second point was the different phases or different region. It is this one, consists of the only single phase, but here it consists of different phases. So even up to 2, it is this one, up to different phases. Then considering the particle size, the particle size is bigger, it is the third one, but here the particle size is smaller in homogeneous. If you leave this undisturbed, the particle will get settled in homogeneous, but it cannot settle, the particle will settle in heterogeneous, but it cannot settle in the homogeneous. So it is this one. Then considering the visibility, the fourth one, whether they are visible or not, it is the fifth one. It is visible, but it is not visible. The sixth one, considering the path of light. This was the particle itself was visible or not. But here the path of light is visible or not. So there is a difference between this 0.5 and 0.6. Okay. And the same thing I have drawn in the figure. So this was all about our homogeneous and heterogeneous. The various example, what are the various example? A student, whatever the example we have listed here, see, homogeneous and heterogeneous, this classification, whatever these two are the example of homogeneous का एग्जाम्पल है, बट राइट हैंड साइड के जो दो हैं ये आपके हेटेरोजीनियस का एग्जाम्पल है. ओके, सो एग्जाम्पल आप यहां से भी इसे समझ सकते हैं. से ब्रास, ब्रॉन्ज, ऑल दीज आर. स्टूडेंट, so after this we will go for the further classification of homogeneous and heterogeneous. So right, further classification of homogeneous. Now classification of homogeneous. Last set this hardware setup was better. That was not deflecting, not increasing all these things, but in this new setup, no, it is
Yes,
not
sir.
that. Okay, classification of homogeneous mixture. So how is this homogeneous mixture, how they are classified? So right now I'm considering the homogeneous mixture. So this homogeneous mixture can be divided into the two part. One is the mixture of solid with solid, but their composition remain uniform. That is important. So that kind of solid with solid mixture is called as alloy. And another one is mixture of solid in liquid or liquid in liquid or gases in gases, that is called as solution. So alloys and solutions are the two further classification of our uniform. A student, we have to keep in mind the following thing in this regard. So for this alloys, it is solid in solid, homogeneous mixture. So write the various example first. So let me write the example. The example I will also write first so that you can understand this very easily, their characteristic. Say certain metals that we are observing are not the pure metal. Like iron, what we are observing consists of only one kind of particle called iron. Okay. The aluminium that we are observing is consists of only one kind of particle called aluminium, that is the element itself. But there are certain other metals that we are observing. So that metal is basically mixture of two or more kind of metal. So that metallic substance or metallic material is alloy. So right, homogeneous mixture of, it is what? Homogeneous mixture of two or more,
Substance.
not substance, two or more metals. This is important. So here we have to choose the metals, not the any two substance. Do not think the wood I am going to mix with the iron, it is going to form an alloy. No, two or more metals, when they are mixed together, that will form alloy. But the thing is that its composition should be uniform. So that's why it is homogeneous, but it consists of the metals. Example, if I am taking, say, brass,
Copper plus zinc.
so this brass act as or look like a metal in itself, but it is not of the single metal. It is basically the mixture of two metal. The two metal is, the very first metal is your copper, and the next metal is your zinc. Like iron, zinc is the other element or the metal. If you observe carefully, you will observe in this mixture 70% or nearly 70% of copper atom will be there, and around 30% of zinc atom will be there. Means if you are taking the piece of this brass, then you will observe this copper, though all these are in the solid phase, and this brass, so let me draw this as the copper denoted by Cu, okay student, and brass is denoted by Zn, zinc. So this round one is the copper, and let me take the other one, the brass. You will observe this copper and brass atoms or particle are present in uniform manner. Okay, so just one another means this brass particle and copper in this brass piece, the copper particle and zinc piece or zinc particle will present in the same piece, and their arrangement are uniform, and this itself is in the solid form. Okay, that is the thing that you have to keep in mind. So this brass itself is acting like a metal. It is used for making utensils, making idols, this thing. The second example that we can take is bronze.
Copper and tin.
Good. So if you take this copper with the another, in place of this zinc, if you are adding another solid particle called tin, tin is the other element, copper is denoted by Cu and tin is denoted by Sn.
Sn.
So it is this one. Again, it is around 70 to 75%, and it is around 25%. You will get this one. Okay, student. Again, the same kind of mixture. Both are the metal, and they are not chemically combining, but they are present in the same pieces in uniform manner. Okay, so that's why it is forming an alloy. So what is alloy? Let me write. It is solid homogeneous mixture of two or more metals. Okay, so here the particle of each metals are distributed uniformly. Whether you take any portion of this solid new mixture, you will get equal number of all kind of constituting metals. Here, particles of each kind of metals are uniform. So that's why, because of this, it is homogeneous. If you are taking this much bigger piece of, say, I'm considering this as the bronze. Bronze means what? It is the mixture of,
Copper and tin.
very good. So if you are considering these as the copper pieces, draw once again. And the other one as the tin. So let me draw only the two. Now here we are observing that each of the tin is surrounded by 4 copper. This I am taking as the tin SN, and this blue color as the copper. Okay. Now whether you take, say, the small portion, say this one region, this region you are taking, or whether you take the other region, say this one region. Means if the region are equal, you will get equal number of both copper and tin.
Tin.
Right? Both contain same number of copper and tin. Okay, so this was such kind of solid mixture which is formed is called as alloy. Are you getting it, student? So
Yes, sir.
alloy are very useful. Alloys are used in making what? Utensils.
Utensils.
In addition to this, the ideals or idols, many, even whatever the frame of the
Sir,
glasses
medals.
that you are taking, that is the gunmetal. So there are
Sir,
various
medals.
uses. Okay. Now the next
Sir,
one is
medals.
our solution. So that I am going to discuss. Important thing was here,
Sir,
it
last
was a
line.
solid mixture. This was the important. It was
Sir.
the solid to solid. Yes, tell me.
Sir, last line I did not write, sir. Last
Okay, just
line.
write it quickly. Just do it. So alloy is used in making utensils, idols,
Sir,
many more are there.
medals.
Piping, yes, medals.
Written, sir.
Even nowadays, the good amount of pipe, I mean the better quality or rust resistance pipe or rust resistance, even to give more strength, alloying is done. So what are alloy? You will learn at the higher standard. Here you have to just keep in mind these two things, to alloy and what they are. The important thing is it is solid to solid mixture of 2 or more metals. There are various other alloy, like if you consider the fuse material that contain copper tin lead. So even more than 2 is also possible. The next one is the solution. For understanding this, it is possible to mix solid with liquid or one liquid with other liquid, the one gas in liquid, like dissolved air in the ocean or any liquid we are observing, the gas in other gases. So these are the possibilities. So these are the possible solutions. Example, solid in liquid where we are observing. Student, can you tell me one example? Here whatever we have taken, the salt in water.
Salt
It is
in
this
water.
example.
Sugar in
If
water.
consider liquid in liquid, say alcohol is
Milk in
added
Lemonade
in
in
water
water.
or acid is added in water, that will form such kind of solution. So
Lemon juice in water.
yes, alcohol in water.
Next one. Next one. Oxygen in water.
Very good.
Oxygen in
So
water.
oxygen
In water.
dissolved, it is called as dissolved oxygen, which is useful for the aquatic life.
Yes.
The gas in gas, what it is? This is the air itself.
Oxygen. Oxygen in
Okay.
carbon dioxide.
Yes. So because the CO2, oxygen, nitrogen, all these things are present together, so many others are there, collectively they are called as the air. A student, so these are the few examples. Now if you have understand this example, you can predict the various properties of solution very easily.
Sir, can you minimize it?
Yes, just say, watch it.
Okay,
So
sir.
student, these are the example that I have taken, but what are the various properties? Here it is a homogeneous mixture. That is the very first thing you have to keep in mind. Now this homogeneous mixture also have to follow certain properties. What they are? A student, one more example which is in your book. Say if you add the iodine in alcohol, it is called a tincture of iodine. Okay. So another example of this is, you please write iodine in alcohol. Alcohol is liquid. This is called as tincture of iodine. So it is called a tincture of iodine or mother tincture. So this is the example given in your book. So this you have to keep in mind. So how these are, means one part is called as solute, another part is called as solvent. All those things we will define. So write what is this solution. So write the example. So this, how their concentration are expressed, this thing we will learn tomorrow. But write the important point regarding this. The first thing that I have taken was the example. The second thing that you have to keep in mind is the definition. What is this? So solution is what? It is also homogeneous or two homogeneous mixture of two or more substance. So right, homogeneous mixture of two or more substance. How this is different from the alloy? Alloy is only for the solid one, metal to metal only, but it could be anything.
Alloy is for metal and metal, and this
Yes.
is for solid with liquid, etc.
Example, if we are taking the lemonade, if we consider the lemonade, what it contained? It contained the lemon juice,
and sugar and salt.
Good. It contains the sugar. It contains the salt. So all these characteristics you can observe, and these are distributed uniformly. Means whether you taste this lemonade from the top or bottom, anywhere you will get the same taste. Means all these things are present together everywhere or in equal proportion from the all volume of this lemonade. Okay, this even I had explained earlier also. Now, so how this is possible? So it could be, in any phase. Means liquid phase, or maybe in gaseous phase, or maybe in the solid phase also. Okay, so how is this solid phase? If the solid have absorbed some other gases, say a sponge. What is that, a sponge? So in any phase, example, say solid. In solid solution, if we consider the sponge, what it contains? The rubber particle. In between that there are lot of spaces, and in that spaces the air is filled. Okay, so it is that one containing air. So air pores are there. If you are considering the liquid, so many things that we have seen, it can be in the form of the gas. So it can exist in any phase. But whatever this total phase that we are obtaining, it consists of two kind of thing. One is present, or at least two kind of substance. One substance is present in larger amount, another substance is present in a smaller amount. Okay, student? So write down the third point. Contain two kind of substance. So one in larger amount. So right, put the A. One in larger amount. So the substance which is present in larger amount is called as solvent. And the second one, or the second substance, is other in a smaller amount. The substance which is present in a smaller amount, it is called as solute. So if I talk for the solution, so solution always means it contains two things. One is which is present in larger amount, solvent, and another in the smaller amount, solute plus solvent. Okay, student? So what is this solution? How much is solute? Which one is called as solute and which one is called as solvent? This we will learn tomorrow. So let us stop at this point. Here we have learned that any solution contain at least two things.
Okay,
One
sir.
which is present in larger proportion. Example, if we are considering the, say, lemonade, it contain this lemon, sugar, salt, and the other one which is present in largest amount is the water itself.
Water.
Yes, so water
Water
is in
itself.
the largest amount.
Yes, sir.
Means water is acting as the medium in which the other smaller quantities or other substances are dissolved. So it is called as solvent. But these three, whatever we are considering, these are present in a smaller amount and it get dissolved in this. It is called as solute. So the substance which are present in a smaller amount, they get dissolved in this substance which is present in larger amount. So how it get dissolved? What do we mean by dissolving? How much it can dissolve? That is called as the concentration. So next day we will learn about all these things. Okay, student. Whatever the example we have taken here, salt in water, water is like solvent, salt is like solute. Alcohol and water, alcohol is like solute, and water taken in larger amount, solvent. But if alcohol is in larger amount and a smaller amount of water added, then its name will also change. Okay, so this way, next day we will see how is this dissolution. Depending on dissolution, which one is larger amount, which one is a smaller amount, we define the term concentration. So what is solution? What is the concentration? These things we will learn next day. So today we have covered about what is homogeneous, what is heterogeneous. Homogeneous classification, LOI and solution. Okay, student? So
Okay,
shall we
sir.
stop the class here?
Okay.
But what is your homework?
Okay, sir.
स्टूडेंट टेल मी योर होमवर्क क्विकली. अपने आरसी के सारे हो गए क्या मैथ्स के स्टूडेंट?
हाँ, sir.
एक्सरसाइज 2 उसमें टोटल कितने क्वेश्चन थे? आई हैड गिवन अप टू 15. उसमें 20 क्वेश्चन नहीं है क्या? इफ देयर इज 20 देन डू अप टू 15 to 20. जो बच्चे हमारे कर नहीं पाए हैं, प्लीज फिनिश ऑल द आरसी बुक. आफ्टर दैट आई विल कंडक्ट वन मोर रिवीजन क्लास जहां आपके डाउट्स पूछेंगे, हम नए नए मैथ्स को फिर से रिवाइज करेंगे. अदरवाइज हम भूल जाते हैं बहुत बार आप लोग. तो प्लीज प्रैक्टिस. जो बच्चे यदि एग्जाम्पलर फिनिश नहीं किए हैं, प्लीज प्रैक्टिस फॉर फिनिशिंग योर एग्जाम्पलर बुक ऑल्सो. ओके, सो टेक दिस एज द होमवर्क. आप लोग बहुत बार दोबारा तिबारा होमवर्क पूछते रहते हैं. होमवर्क अपने वीडियोस के एंड में लिखा रहता है. ओके ना? सो दिस इज आवर होमवर्क हियर.
Okay, sir.
सो आप ये होमवर्क करेंगे. ओके स्टूडेंट, एनी मोर डाउट देन प्लीज आस्क.
No, sir.
No doubt. Okay, then can we stop the class here?